Hello, I am a millionaire from Nigeria and I've teamed up with other group of millionaires from around the world to bring this awful pandemic to an abrupt end within just a few weeks from now. Cutting microchip because of a global deception that shut down the entire world in 2020 won't benefit the rich, and it most certainly will not benefit the poor either. Rich and poor alike, we must come together to expose all of the lies associated with this grand deception, leading humanity into the horrors of a transhuman society and stop this evil agenda from destroying the human race. We have no other choice but to unite because the few most powerful people have set the course for our destruction so that they could play God. These fools are not God, and through our unification, we will defeat this evil group of men and justice will prevail. We must unite now. They have given us no other choice. If not, they will pick us off one by one until no resistance to their evil plans remains and humanity goes down into the night and never returns. Noitulover is a website dedicated to uniting humanity so that we can get back to the real normal and forget about the new abnormal. As millionaires, we will do our part. We will keep this series of Zoom meetings running 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. All you have to do is sign people up for free and bring them here to these ongoing meetings. Connect with us. We can offer each of you sometimes, even one-on-one time. We have the roadmap to wealth and prosperity. All you have to do is ask, and we will share with you what we know that works to lift anyone financially. Even the poorest person in the world could be lifted out of that poverty. Welcome to our Noitulover training. Today is September 18th, 2020. And according to the time of our website server,
it is 2 a.m.
We have come together today to celebrate you as an individual. And by the end of this training today, you will be able to sing a new song. Yes. Here you go. Here we recognize that you each were born free. Yes, you have free will, the power to choose. That is freedom of choice. And so you gotta sing. When you came out of your mother's womb, you had two legs, which gave you the right to travel. Also, you came out with a mouth and the right to speak. And so you have freedom of movement and freedom of speech. And so you gotta sing. You are unique. For no two individuals even have identical fingerprints, not even identical twins. And that makes you priceless and beautiful. And for that, you gotta celebrate that by singing. While the world may have forgotten how valuable you are as a unique individual, we have come here today to celebrate how valuable you are and how much each of us need you. Noitulover was created to empower you to fully secure your right to express yourself without fear of being harmed for doing so. All of us are unknown to each other, with perhaps the exception of the person that invited you to join Noitulover. And this allows each of our unique ideas to be shared with each other without prejudice. We also come together with the intent to unite with one another in the spirit of love. This is a revolution. And isn't it interesting that when the word revolution is spelled backward, it contains within it the word love? No, it, you, love, are. It's love that binds us together. Our personal freedom matters, and we can support each other in mutual benefit, and that will lead to freedom for all. If you support me for my freedom and I support you for your freedom, that gives us freedom for all. Sometimes lies are so forceful that they compel people to believe in them. You may be new to this social media platform and may believe the lies about COVID-19. You may not be ready to accept that COVID-19 is a scamdemic designed to rob humanity of its right to be free. But our blog shares documentations to help you reason out the truth. You may need to suspend your current beliefs about COVID-19 long enough to see this other point of view. Just keep an open mind and use some critical thinking when it comes to this whole thing. They, talking about the Committee of 300, locked down the whole world over this pandemic. And so this has already impacted all of us. It has seriously disrupted important supply chains such as food and energy. Was this response to COVID-19 necessary? Because humanity as a whole is paying for the cost of this severe response. This is a scripted monologue, but I promise you that after I give you a little tour of our website, we will have a Q&A, that is question and answer. We want you to speak up and share your thoughts too. We are interested in what you have to say. And as the host of this training, I will do my possible best to maintain the spirit of love within this meeting. This social media platform gives you the tools to build up your influence in the world. That way, more people can benefit from what you have to give to others. It also will allow each of us to group together and develop organizations that can make a difference in the world. The more you use the tools on this website, the more powerful you will become within the world. Some want to be followers, while others want to become leaders. We need both in this world to operate effectively. So at this point, I'm going to share my screen with you. So when you log into Noitulover, you will land on the home page. And the first thing that will grab your attention is the list of influencers. Influencers are the movers and shakers on this platform. They are the ones that are educating new members, training 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. And they are millionaires from all over the world. All right. The first thing you should do is to send a request contact to all of the millionaires here, talking about the influencers. I've already done that, and that is why you don't see any shout icon on my list of influencers. This is what a shout icon looks like. Look at it. Can you all see my screen? Hello, are you seeing my screen? Hello?
Yes, we can. Yes.
I'm seeing your screen very clearly. Go ahead.
That's all right. So
Yes,
this, what a shadow
we're
icon
seeing your
looks like.
screen.
It will appear right here. So when you click on it, to open a dialog box here, where you will see request contact. Request contact. So the moment you click on request contact, the shadow icon will disappear from here. Influencers are both friendly and helpful. They can assist you in developing your own influence on this website. The truth is, the more influence you have, the more you get what you want out of this world. This number here, look at it. This number here shows how many people the influencer could reach. So be sure to connect with all of them on the list and you'll be glad you did. To officially become a Noitulover influencer, you have to beat this timer here. Look at it. You have to beat this timer. You need to sign up 2 people before the timer hits 0. And you can see your influencer status at the bottom of this page. Look at it. What makes me an influencer? I invited 2 or more users within 24 hours of my joining, and 2 or more users joined the platform through my invite code within 24 hours of my joining. And that qualifies me as an influencer, and you can be one. It's as simple as this. Let's go back there. All you need to do is to share this video with your friends, and then you share the link, your invite code along.
Smart people are gathering right now. If you were invited to watch this video, one of us must think you are smart enough to be a part of what we are doing to improve each of our lives. A new social media platform was just launched, where everyone on it is anonymous, which allows each of us to speak freely. We recognize the power that comes from gathering smart people together. This is not a business opportunity, and using this anonymous social media platform is free of charge.
There is another group of 300 people that also think they are pretty smart. And they think they can overpower 7.5 billion people. We disagree with what these 300 people are doing and how obvious the destruction is to each of our lives. And their plans have impacted the whole of humanity. Their approach is deception, and our approach is truth.
Smart people gather to protect each other. And if you want to chat with us, you can. You can speak freely because we won't know who you are, and you won't know who we are either. This allows ideas to flow freely without fear of being harmed personally. We hope you are interested in what other smart people think, and we're excited to hear what you think. Ask for the link and invitation code now if you're ready.
It only takes about 3 minutes of work to invite 10 people, and I'm going to demonstrate that very shortly. All you need to do is to what? Copy the YouTube link and memorize your code. You can find your code on the profile page. This is it. Your code is the same thing as your username. All right. Okay. When you do that, you memorize the code, copy the link, go to Facebook or whatever, then paste the link in the private chat and type your code and invite your 10 closest friends. Let me ask you, what is it all about? And you just keep your answers as simple as possible. The more you say it, the more they will think you are trying to sell them on it. Just say something like, it's a place that smart people are going, and that I thought that you were smart enough to be a part of it too. Join if you want. It doesn't matter to me either way. The no pressure approach is always best. They ask you about the 300, then say, the committee of 300 shut down the whole world, and they think they run the world. In a way, they do. But that's only because most people are too ignorant to do anything about their activity. These are not good people. Tell them. It's easy to sign up. All you need to do is set a password, and that's it. A unique 6-digit code will be assigned to you as a username. So this small amount of effort is all that is needed to get you started on building up your influence. As you can see here, this is what I call the table of influence. Okay, so when everyone duplicates this 3 minutes process, your influence grows exponentially. So good luck to all of you on becoming influencers. All right. So I'm going to demonstrate that by first of all highlighting the link here. Okay. Then I'll copy. And then I will go to Facebook. When I come to Facebook, I will go to Messenger and see all. Okay, then I'll go to search Messenger, and then search for a friend. Then paste the link here and send it. And I'll come back to Noitulover and go to invite code. This icon here is called invite code. Click on it, and then you see, use this code to invite new members and become an influencer. So you click copy code, then close. All right. So you come back here, you paste it, then send. So what I'm going to do next now is I'll highlight the code here, the link here, copy, then paste it here, and then space it twice. Then I will come down here, then highlight the code, the invite code, then copy it, then paste it here. And then I'll highlight the two together, then cut. And I'll come to search messenger, and then type a name at random, and then paste it, and then send. Now come here, search, all right, paste, then send. All right, send, send, search, paste it here, send, search, paste, send. I will search here, All right. Sorry about that. Search again. Paste. Send. Search. All right. Okay. Paste. Then send. Search. Paste it here. Then send. Search. Paste. Then send. So this is how simple it is to invite. All right. So I'm going to invite. Let me take you back to here. This is the profile page. If you're having a hard time remembering your password, then just insert your email address here. Okay, for the purpose of forgot password only. This website respects your privacy. I will not will not spam you or share your email address with any other third party. It is optional for those that forget things. You can also place a pin on the map near where you live so that you can connect with others from your country. So I'm going to demonstrate that by resetting my location. And after resetting the location, you can see now that the location is now empty. And so I will come to the map and then zoom in close to where I live. Zoom in close to where I live. All right. And then place a pin. Then click on Save Changes. Save Changes. All right. So that is set already. So the next place we'll go is the blog icon. This is the blog icon. All right. Click on it. You take a look at this. And you see, let me show you the danger of the blueprint or blue pill of ignorance. Listen to this.
I've already shed some light on philosophical phenomena erupted from popular culture, and I gladly take a step further by talking about the profound meaning of these different colored pills people extensively talk about on the internet. Although it isn't uncommon to use pills as symbols for certain states of awareness, the best known example is a scene from the movie The Matrix. In this scene, the protagonist Neo is offered a red pill and a blue pill. By swallowing the blue pill, one remains in blissful ignorance. But by swallowing the red pill, one is exposed to the brutal truth of life. Throughout the years, people began to attribute more meaning to the red and blue pill, and even expanded the philosophy with several other colored pills, like the black pill and the purple pill. In this three-part series, I will talk about these pills, starting with the blue pill and red pill, served with a bit of Schopenhauer. A blue pill person lives in an illusion. This illusion shields people from seeing the world for what it really is. Those in power could consciously provide blue pills to dumb down the herd. But on grassroots level, people also, unconsciously, provide blue pills sideways and even bottom up, when the masses take illusion as reality. Simply put, one becomes blue-pilled through nurture. When a majority of people is attached to a certain belief system, it's incredibly difficult to change their minds. The Matrix movie shows us that most people that are plugged into the Matrix aren't ready for the truth. Moreover, when their reality is challenged, they will resist. Mostly after great tragedy, one begins to awaken and starts to question all previously accepted realities about this world and realizes that he or she has been living in a lie. This realization often brings about an emotional reaction, which is called the red pill rage. Some stay in that rage forever, while others come to terms with reality. Red pill knowledge contains tons of information about different subjects. People spread this knowledge and their own experiences and observations to teach others what they have learned. Other people's knowledge can be used as a compass, a torch that illuminates the path to our own experienced truth. We see the world through new eyes, eyes that we have never used before. And it's only when we become aware and now see and experience ourselves these things that others told us that the red pill truly kicks in. Although I think that red pill knowledge can be valuable, there is a caution before tumbling down the rabbit hole. The red pill may pull off our blue pill glasses, but it doesn't necessarily lead to truth. German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer distinguished a natural way of learning, which is done solely through our own experiences, and an artificial way, which is, and I quote, to hear what other people say, to learn and to read, and so to get your head crammed full of general ideas, before you have any sort of extended acquaintance with the world as it is, and as you may see it for yourself. End quote. Schopenhauer believed that we hardly apply these ideas in a right manner. By gaining ideas first and personal experiences last, we basically put the cart before the horse. I quote, "Instead of developing the child's own faculties of discernment and teaching it to judge and think for itself, the teacher uses all his energies to stuff its head full of the ready-made thoughts of other people, the mistaken views of life, which spring from a false application of general ideas, have afterwards to be corrected by long years of experience, and it is seldom that they are wholly corrected." End quote. If, instead of removing the veil of ignorance through personal experience, we attach ourselves to belief systems that other people throw at us, we basically go from the frying pan into the freezer. Moreover, we run the risk to feel threatened when these newly adopted ideas are challenged. Schopenhauer also described this, and I quote, "He will begin by rejecting the evidence it offers as partial and one-sided. Nay, he will shut his eyes to it altogether and deny that it stands in any contradiction at all with his preconceived notions, in order that he may thus preserve them uninjured." End quote. Ironically, this man finds himself, again, in the same position that he tried to free himself from, which is the position of ignorance. When it comes to red pill knowledge, I would always separate beliefs from empirical knowledge and treat this knowledge as it is, a collection of data retrieved in a certain moment from a certain source. I think it's fine to take notion of this data as long as we stay receptive for life experiences, especially those experiences that challenge our beliefs retrieved by the artificial way of learning. What I personally hold in much higher esteem is something called red pill awareness. This is the act of keeping our eyes open, paying good attention to the world, and thinking for ourselves, instead of just having adopted a fixed set of beliefs that put our awareness and curiosity back to sleep. If we continuously adopt large amounts of predominantly negative ideas about the world, from TV, newspapers, internet forums, social media, YouTube videos, and other external sources, we might become so miserable that we decide to shut the door forever. Instead of experiencing life, we wallow away in the abyss we have built for ourselves and deny everything that contradicts our convictions. In that case, we have become doomers. So, I will talk some more about pills in the second episode of this three-part series. This episode appears in the near future.
this. This is an eye-opening video showing how the COVID-19 hoax is being used to enforce major tyrannical measures against normal law-abiding people that exercise their freedom of speech. If the people lose the right to speak freely, violence will be the only thing left to protect freedom. I stand up for freedom of speech now. So stand up for freedom of speech now. All right. So we are 99%. We are 99%.
It's Lucy and Jeff going for walks and talks, talk about banksters and Bitcoin and globalists and stuff. It's Lucy and Jeff and tacos and cases. How you doing today, Lucy? We're pretty good. A little cold. Great, huh? But we're going on another trip again soon to some nice tropical place. So in the meantime, we got some tacos. And I got the cases. Yeah, you can stick your New World Order up your ass. Great song there from On the Street, I think in England, by the sounds of them. And we're back, even though in our last video, I talked about how our previous video was removed 3 times from YouTube and basically from Facebook as well. And then our last video was actually removed and we got a strike. Oh, Lucy's really going after the birds. Lucy, Ben? Lucy? Lucy, Ben? Ah, it's my girl. Yeah, my girl. It's like the Kentucky Derby. Ah, my girl. Well, one good thing about this cold weather is that it's very comfortable for Lucy. She definitely starts running a lot more when it's nice and it's actually cold. It feels like Canada in like the late fall. And I'm in Mexico, and it's technically still summer. This whole global warming isn't really working out.
How dare you?
I don't know how I dare, Greta. But anyway, our last video, after we had the other one removed 3 times, we put up the last one, and it was called The New World Order Normal Keeps Marching On. And within a couple hours, it was deleted off of YouTube, and then immediately we got a strike. And what that means is
when you get a strike, you can't upload for a week. That's what happened to Max Egan recently. And when you get 3 strikes, you're out. It's like baseball. But so we were like, okay, we're used to this. It's the communist guidelines, they call it. And but something strange happened. About 12 hours later, all of a sudden the video was back on YouTube, and all of a sudden we could post again. So I don't know if there's like some angel inside of YouTube, a TDD supporter or something, because this actually has happened to us a few times now.
So what do you
They've
think
given
about
us strikes in
going
the past, and then a few hours later,
So what do you think
everything's
about going
fine.
from human
We don't even get an
1.0
email
to
or
human-
anything. So I think there's like a good guy on the inside. He's like, nope. So thank you to whoever that is. And yeah, so they put the video back up. So here's what they said. Our team has reviewed your content, and unfortunately, we think it violates our communist guidelines. We've removed the following content. YouTube doesn't allow content that explicitly disputes the efficacy of the World Hoax Organization or local health authorities. Relax, everyone. Government health experts are here. They're all the Walking Dead. These are the people advising you. But anyway, so I do want to say that always listen to the World Hoax Organization, always. I don't want this video to get removed. I apologize, YouTube, for going against your communist guidelines. Anything that any government person says, you should do. And definitely the World Hoax Organization, which is like, it's run by a commie from Ethiopia. Yeah, you should definitely do whatever he says. So anyway, do whatever they say. So hopefully this video doesn't get deleted. Actually, I kind of assumed after we got that strike that because our last video got removed 3 times, I was like, I think we're done on YouTube. And actually it was a really good feeling. It was like, man, I can do videos the way I want now. I can say exactly what I want to say without going against the communist guidelines. But so our video that I think it was the one that got removed 3 times, we actually got featured on Snopes for it. Yeah, we made Snopes. Snopes is a joke, of course. It's like, whatever, it's just a bunch of propaganda, of course. But I was quite surprised to see that they so quickly labeled my video false. They said, many believers, including conspiracy theorist Jeff Berwick, dubbed the alleged change by the CDC evidence that people other than his followers were exaggerating the seriousness of the pandemic, and that everyone should be skeptical of rules on social distancing that halt the economy. So I read through the whole thing. I'll have the link to it down below. And it didn't really say anything about, like, it had a ton of just irrelevant sort of different information that, you know, all I was saying was that it's true. The CDC said 6% of the deaths that they say are from the COVIDs were just from the COVIDs. There was nothing else. And the other 94%, the other people had, in many cases, numerous, what they call comorbidities. And that's all I said. And they, you can go read it for yourself. They kind of go on, and then just say it's false. And I'm like, I was just saying what the CDC said. But, you know, it's pretty incredible. The thing like Snopes is like watching a guy walking his dog in a video, just rambling on things, trying to disprove it. What do you think of that, Lucy? Yeah, Snopes can go pound tacos. Yeah, they can go pound tacos, Lucy. But it just goes to show how pathetic and like their narrative is so bad that they have to, like, it's like I'm walking my Lucy. Oh no. Oh no. Cough, yeah. I do feel a little bit like I got the blahs. This is it, guys. I'm gonna die. I got the COVID-19! COVID-19! Well, gee, why would we be criticizing a lot of the narrative? I wonder.
I'm just having a hard time understanding how they can say someone has COVID-19 when they're not even alive.
Troy Whittington is baffled. This letter arrived from the Shelby County Health Department for his mother, Sandra Whittington. The letter says she's been diagnosed as COVID positive and needs to isolate. But according to her obituary, the 66-year-old died February 16th. That was weeks before the first case of COVID-19 was even detected in Shelby County.
It's been 6 months, almost 7, since she passed away. There was no testing that was done at that time. On her death certificate, it was stated what the cause of death was, and it was not COVID-19. It was COPD.
Whittington says when he called the health department, he was told she took a COVID-19 test June 20th, which was clearly impossible.
I tried to call the health department this morning, asked them why this is going on. She said she would have to get a supervisor. She was sorry for the mistake, or that she couldn't tell me any information until she got a supervisor, and I haven't heard back from them.
Whittington says this situation makes him question not only the Shelby County Health Department's COVID-19 statistics, but statistics across the country.
I would just like for the health department to be more accurate.
Whittington would also like to point out if his mom had been alive and tested positive in June, why did it take so long for the notification to go out?
We're talking 2 months later, she needs to be quarantined for 10 days. Well, we've already got 60 days from the time of the test to get the letter out to her, which is unacceptable.
Yeah, when dead people are receiving notifications that they have COVIDs, I hope I don't get deleted or banned for going against communist guidelines just for saying that, but that was on like some mainstream news channel. And then in England, there's a nurse, and this is my kind of nurse. She did a video on Facebook. Well, I'll play the video right now.
On the way to work, and I thought I would show you my certificate of bollocks. This is my certificate of bollocks, and it says this certificate. Well, it says certificate at the top, and then it says this certificate certifies that Louise Hampton made a difference to patients' NHS COVID-19 response. Thank you. Signed 25th of June 2020 by Kevin Brown, the National IUC Director. Okay, and I've also got a badge as well. It's somewhere in my bag, but I can't find it at the moment. Yeah, so I made such a difference to the NHS COVID response. That's my proof. I have my NHS badge now. I'm an NHS worker. I also have a smart card which GPs have to access the system and your details and shit like that. So yeah, I'm an actual NHS worker, and apparently I worked really hard during COVID. Did I bollocks? That's why it's a certificate of bollocks, because our service was dead. We weren't getting the calls. It was dead. COVID is a load of bollocks. So this is my certificate of bollocks for everyone to see. Okay? And I didn't clap for the NHS. I didn't clap for myself, because why would I clap for myself when I did go? There you go. I'm on my way to work.
Just like we've been pointing out, almost all hospitals are completely empty. They've actually been shutting a lot of them down. And a lot of the nurses, they're all just doing TikTok dances because they got nothing to do. There's no major problem happening. And so this woman, who's awesome, just goes, I don't want the certificate. I've been doing F all, which is great. And, well, what a surprise. She's now under investigation. You can't tell people what you think. And in Australia, where we featured Porky the Pig yesterday.
Staying at home and not leaving home to protest is the best way to ensure that we can recover our lives, recover our jobs, and recover some sense of normality.
The Pillsbury Doughboy.
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
And I forgot to mention, I saw a ton of people in the comments mentioned it. Nice little insignias behind you there, Porky. A upside down pentagram with a red crown above it. And so that tub of lard warned that him and all of his gang members were going to be out on the streets terrorizing people if people go against the lockdowns. And that happened. So in Melbourne on Saturday, they had quite a large protest actually. And the police were like, it basically looks like what you kind of expect to see in like Nazi Germany or Stalinist Russia or Trump's USSR. It's just the cops are just running around, grabbing people, kidnapping people, extorting people for their own safety, of course.
Police singled out more than a dozen protesters, and if anyone else got in the way, they were targeted too.
Unbelievable. Officer, are you for real, mate? For real, brother?
Right around Australia, there'd been a call to arms to hold these Freedom Day rallies, but with such events already considered illegal, freedom was always going to be lost. So at every protest, there were arrests. In Hyde Park, 3 people were detained and 1 was in need of medical attention. While in Melbourne, the city strangled by a 60-day lockdown, it was a mass breakout. Violent clashes as people rebelled against restrictions. Police boarded up the city with roadblocks, but they couldn't stop more than 300 people invading the Shrine of Remembrance.
And we featured a guy, his name's Avi Yemeni. When we talked about, I think it was the pregnant woman who was getting arrested, we actually featured his video. He appears to be quite popular in Australia. He's got quite a large following. I think he also now works for Rebel Media. But he was at the event. He even got permission from the government, which is ridiculous. But here's what happened to him.
Yeah, I'm media. I am media. I'm media. I've got my permit in my pocket. My permit is in my pocket. I'm fine. I've got my permit in my pocket. I work for Rebel News. I am lawfully here.
Yeah, Australia. And even worse than what you just saw there was they kind of let him out afterwards. And then they dropped by his house late at night. And he actually recorded the audio. I don't think there's any video, but he recorded the audio, and I'll play just a bit of it here.
Wasn't involved in protest.
Okay. Oh, you know.
I wasn't. No.
You were there, though. So let's not dispute that.
Are you going to Channel 9 tonight? Are you going to Channel 9's house? Are you going to the journalists in Channel 7, Channel 9? Are you going to their house tonight to compliance check?
If their name's on our list because they were processed for hindering, then yes, we will there.
So I was there as media. Okay. And the world's seen exactly like the first 10 seconds of the arrest.
Yeah.
Which is not the whole video. I've got everything from the moment that you guys let me into the rally, checked all my paperwork, and then arrested me. I was never asked. I was never asked to move on. Nothing like that. That is a lie.
Okay. Well, I'm not here to dispute that.
So I've never not complied. You'll come into my house with my kids in the middle of the night when I have never not complied. I'm like every other journalist here. Don't come to my house.
Okay. Your name's on our list because there's...
What's your name?
I'm Senior Constable Barrett.
Barrett.
I'm from Frankston Police, if it narrows it down.
Yeah, so you can take me off your list because you're not welcome at my house to do a compliance check to journalists who you're
If we've got information that suggests that you're acting improperly,
show me one place where I've acted. I report. I'm a commentator. I'm in the media. Don't come to my house then.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I like the way that he responded to them. Here in Mexico, the response wouldn't be anywhere near that nice. You'd hear about cops being dead if they showed up at your house here. But right at the very end, you can hear the cop go, "We'll see you tomorrow." It's like all intimidation tactics. And as with anything to do with government, it's always the opposite of what they say it is. So almost all these people have been arrested and beat up and extorted by the thugs in Australia. They're all charged with incitement, when really that's one of the things the government's doing to them. And there was actually another video which was actually Abby featured as well. And it was from the title is "Ex-Soldier Arrested for Facebook Post in Melbourne." And it was just a guy who made a Facebook post, and they came slamming through his door, broke down the door, and jumped on him. And here's what happened.
All I want to say right now is that I'm going to go. I can't encourage, or I can't recommend, I can't suggest anyone else to go, because you're all adults and you can make up your own mind. You do what you want to do. If you want to go, sure. If you don't, sure, right? But I'm going to go at a distance, check it out, like even if we can get into the area, because there are going to be a lot of people still going.
Yeah, because I'm trying to talk to you first. You're not telling me what you're doing. Yeah, what's it? Search warrant for what? What gives you the authority to have a search warrant? Whoa, you do that. You know what? Leave my shit. Don't break my stuff, you fucking retard. Hey, stop breaking my shit. Leave my shit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, okay. All right, stop. I'll stop. Okay. All right. Stop listening.
So it's great to see a lot of people in Australia getting out and standing up to this complete tyranny, which is unbelievable and going to get much worse unless people continue to stand up to it. I actually think there's so many people awake to this now that there'll be just more and more of this. And of course, they're expecting this. This was all in the Rockefeller lockstep document that will be in the face of rising citizen pushback. So they're, you know, really rolling out the police state, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. Oh, there's a cute little red bird. I don't know if you can see that. It's so cute. But one of the interesting things about FBI book is they keep saying I'm impersonating. I don't know who I'm impersonating, but it's pretty funny because I'm actually kicked off of Facebook. They actually stopped using it this February. I've stopped using all social media, and I have to tell you, one of the best things I've ever done in my life. It's improved my life so much. I don't have to hear what everyone's thinking and doing, what they had for dinner. Like that stuff, it's like just fills up your mind with useless information. But anyway, so I didn't even use it in February, since February. And then around a month or two ago, so months later, I hadn't even been using it. I got a message that I've been kicked off Facebook. And I was like, okay, I don't care. But it's kind of funny because if I try to even log on, especially from like the same computer or the same network even, or even if I try to start up a new account, it's like, oh, we know who you are. It's almost like Facebook's looking at me like, you're not coming back in. It's kind of like if you're really drunk and they kick you out of the bar. I've had this happen a few times. And you try to get back in. Basically, Facebook's giving me the same look the bouncers look. It's like, no, you're not coming back in. But one of the interesting things is they say I'm impersonating. I'm not allowed on FBI book. And now there's tons, and I mean tons of people impersonating me on FBI book. So they kick me off. And then anyone who wants to act like me, they don't kick off. And I've heard so many people, dozens or hundreds of people saying, I got contacted by some guy saying he was you on Facebook and he wanted me to send him Bitcoin. So hopefully most people are smart enough to realize that's not me. But I have a friend who, he knew it wasn't me because he knows I would never, like we're good friends. Well, he sent me the message that happened. So he says, this is my friend, I know you are Jeff, of course. Penis. Sorry, I meant to send that to a girl. Jeff, where are you? Jeff, how do I invest? Do you really want to invest, the scammer says. Yes, please. What's my return? How fast is the turnaround, penis? 1 week returns, he said. How much? Then the scammer says, I'm done with your insults. Why all this insults? My friend responded, sorry, spell check is so messed up. I'm sorry, Jeff. So if I give you 5 BTC, what do I get back? Yeah, it's just our crazy world. It's funny too, because on Instagram and all those other things, like even when we post for like, you know, the Dollar Vigilante and all that, I've been asking them for like years, can you give me that blue check mark or whatever it is? Because so many people try to act like me on your thing and they never do. And then all these other guys that are just trying to scam people, they don't kick off. Pretty typical. But hopefully a lot of people stop using all that stuff. You know, if you're still using YouTube, like why would you? If you're not paying for the premium, and if you are paying for the premium, you're of course giving Google, the alphabet agency, more money to destroy the world with. If you're not using premium, you're getting like tons of ads. If you go on BitChute or Library, LBRY or DTube, you don't get any of that kind of stuff. And you don't get the censorship. You know, I really don't understand why anyone would even still be, you know, regularly using YouTube. You know, I still use it if someone sends me a video or whatever. But, you know, a lot of these things, they'll hopefully all just go away. Hopefully Google and Facebook all turn into basically MySpace in the next few years. That'd be great. But anyway, we're taking off. We've got a little bit delayed, but where's Lucy? Lucy. We were supposed to go a few days ago, but we got a little delayed because of something. Basically, by the time you see this video, we'll be almost taking off. And we're gonna go somewhere warmer because holy cow, it's like freezing cold. I'm like shivering. I think Lucy went in the house. Lucy, yeah, she probably did. She's probably too cold. Anyway, so we're actually loading up the RV right now, and we're gonna put all our dogs in it, all 7 dogs, and all of our staff